A bunch of celebrities have just put themselves in a castle in Wales, which means it's time for me to put myself on the sofa and get judgmental. Welcome to I'm Not a Celebrity, so I'm going to be on the sofa. Firstly, do you like the music? I did this. I made this. I'm clever, me. Now, being the first night, there is an awful lot to get through, so let's crack on. Firstly, I have to say this is the first year that I'm not completely jealous of all the people going into the camp, because normally they're in the jungle and it's really nice, it's warm, and despite all the creatures and everything, they're in the jungle in Australia. Now they're in Wales, in a derelict castle. Now, I worked in Wales. I did a summer season in Kidwelly. That's the closest I get to a Welsh accent. And let me tell you, it rains in Wales like all the time. So being cold and wet and still being like in basic places like the campsite, not for me. They're welcome to it this year. Okay, let's talk about the contestants. Firstly, my top tip, King of the Jungle already, it's got to be Shane Ritchie. He's a legend. Alfie Moon, yes, I want him to win. I'm definitely, throughout the course of this series, going to get Nikki Lee on. Remember Nikki Lee? Blonde, swears a lot. I'm going to get her on because she's friends with Shane Ritchie, and that's going to be amazing. She's rooting for him for sure. Next up, we've got Beverly Callard, shrieks a lot. Mo Farah, genius. I mean, if he doesn't like stuff, he can just run away. Brilliant. We've got Holly, who is a javelin champion, which is going to be really useful for her. Also, there's AJ, who? Vernon Kay. I really want him to be nice. I don't want him to like prove himself a complete dickhead, as has happened in the past with people, mentioning no names because I can't actually think of them at the moment. But I want him to be nice. Please let him be nice. In all honesty, he probably just wants to get away from Tess Daly for a bit. He is married to Tess Daly, isn't he? Jessica Plummer is in there. She said in her intro, she said, oh, I'm Jessica Plummer. You may know me from... Nope. Neither of the things, darling. I've never seen you before in my life. Jordan North, Radio 1 DJ. He's going to be one to watch. He's terrified of everything, which just makes for the best television ever. Giovanna Fletcher, love her. She's going to be absolutely kick-ass. And Victoria Derbyshire, don't know. She's either going to be a Gillian McKeith or who was awesome? Carol Vorderman. She might be a Carol Vorderman. Who knows? So they got the rucksacks and they went into the castle. We got our first look at the castle. Is it just me, or does it put anyone else in mind of the Crystal Maze? I really want to see Richard O'Brien like burst through the doors and, you know, lead them through out the other side into the industrial zone, or what? Like I said, I'm not getting out at the moment, okay? Don't judge me. There was a lovely tender moment while they were exploring the camp when what's her name? Curly hair. Jessica. She missed her daughter, which is really sad, but she sat there and on the lookout and looked at the moon and she'd said to her daughter, if her daughter misses her, just look at the moon and then she'll be looking at the moon and they'll know that they're both looking at the moon. And that's so sweet. And I want to put this out there right now to any of you. If you ever feel like you're missing me, just look at a donut. And I will also look at it. I mean, chances are I'm always going to be looking at a donut. So I will think of you and you can think of me as we gaze lovingly into a donut. The first trial, they were in the little cubicle things and covered in creatures and had to move the stars, and they did really well. They got 7 of the stars on offer, and I think if they hadn't have had Beverly Callard there, they probably would have got all 10. She was definitely the weak link, and that's going to be fun watching her. Tomorrow's trial is the Viper Vault. Ooh. And the public have voted, yes, I did vote. The public have voted for Shane Ritchie and Jordan North to take part. I think they voted for Shane Ritchie because he's awesome and popular and everyone loves him, and they voted for Jordan North to take part because he's terrified and will shriek like a banshee. Can't wait. Right, and on that note, lovely people, I'm going to love you and leave you. Well, you know, I always love you, but I'm only going to leave you till tomorrow, okay? Don't panic, it's fine. Thank you very much for watching. Do follow me on all of the socials, darling, and I will see you reasonably the same time, same place tomorrow. Okay, love you lots. Bye.